What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. I told you I wanted to start talking a little bit more basketball. That's what we're going to do today because this year's first round of the playoffs, those of you who watch basketball pretty regularly, have been amazing. Currently, as it stands, we have two teams that are 2-2 tied. Memphis and Minnesota and New Orleans and Phoenix. That New Orleans and Phoenix series ended up being a lot better than I anticipated, than I could have ever anticipated. And then, so those two are tied. My Heat are down right now, so I'm not too excited about that. But, I don't know. There's a reason why Trae Young's cards don't do as well. He's just not very consistent. But I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of new players that are just like coming out and stepping up. And we're going to talk about a few of them, and we're going to talk about their card prices and seeing what their card prices have done over the last couple of days. I'm pretty excited. Where are we at with Dallas? Dallas leads the series. Yep, Maverick are up 3-2. So, I mean, it's a lot of good. If you're a basketball fan and you like watching basketball, right now is the perfect time to be in the mix. So I plucked a couple of players that I was looking at and just kind of seeing what their overall numbers have been doing over the last couple of days based on what they've been doing in these games. Obviously, Morant's playing out of his mind. But there's also been a couple of other players that I may have mentioned in previous videos, but then also players that just have kind of come out of the blue and really have, done some, made some significant impact on the team and in games. And so we're going to take a look at a couple of those. The first one I want to take a look at, and of course, this is the whole video here is sponsored by Card Hedge. The link is in the description if you want to take a look at this platform that I'm using. It's an online pricing guide, like pricing tool that you can go on and you can search your cards and check out comps and all that stuff. And also, if you sign up, I think they got like a 7-day trial, and then it's like $14 a month after that. If you are constantly buying and selling cards for the purposes of investments and all that stuff, it's a great platform to have. They got all kinds of stuff. You guys see me use it all the time, so this is nothing new. So thank you to Card Hedge for supporting the channel. So let's get into, first of all, Morant playing out of his mind. Nothing new. This is the 90-day spread on his rookie Prism Silver PSA 10. A couple of things I want you to notice: a 48% gain over the last 90 days. If I look at the lifetime, or all the way out to 2020, peaked at about 6,000, and it's probably around 1,400. The last sale was for 2,400, so a pretty big jump, almost $1,000 between the last sale that he had. That's somebody probably thinking that he's going to advance to the next round who paid. I'd imagine that the last couple of days of just kind of like declining sales is people just trying to cash in on, people who bought, and maybe people who graded, bought raw, maybe pulled the card raw and graded it, and now they're holding on to it and kind of just feeling like, okay, he might lose, so let me go ahead and let go. And then somebody, paid up for it, $2,300. You can see the last sale was April 24th for $1,400, and then April 25th, which was yesterday, for $2,300. So, people are starting to bet on him and thinking that he's gonna make some waves. But again, the 30 days has been pretty flat, other than this last one here. I mean, if you take this last sale out, he's probably pretty flat. But I mean, again, based on where it went, right, which was close to $6,000, we're never going to see that price again. I don't think so. I don't think it'll ever get there again. There was another peak right here at about $3,200. That's probably more likely to be where his peak will be if they end up advancing and he ends up, they end up actually winning a championship. He already won Most Improved Player this year. They already announced that he won Most Improved Player, so that's a significant award to get. I think this is his third year now. So yeah, it's he's got some. There's some room for him to move upwards. if you're looking for a card to invest in. I personally would just like to pick up one, like not even silver, just like a base Panini. Rookie of Ja. The other one I wanted to look at was Chris Paul. Now, here's the thing. I get it. He has stat-wise, he hasn't really been the greatest. Let me see here. We'll view the series. 19 points per game, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you got to remember Chris Paul's like 50 years old, I think. He's up there in age. They call him the point god for a reason. I mean, this guy is the naturalist of... He is the complete opposite of what LeBron James is. Chris Paul is what LeBron James wishes he could be. A true leader, motivator, that really elevates the entire team to the next level. Every team that Chris Paul has ever been a part of, he has elevated that team to the next level. I am absolutely a big fan of Chris Paul and everything, the way he does his stuff, the way he conducts himself, and the way he brings up teams. But his stats aren't always going to show that. And I think because of that, he's not going to get a lot of love in the hobby. He's down 10% over the last 90 days for his rookie Topps Chrome. I mean, if you're a real collector, and you're a real basketball fan, and you understand the impact of Chris Paul, and you understand the greatness that is Chris Paul, and you understand that he will be a Hall of Famer once he's retired, then his cards are cheap right now. And it'd be a good opportunity for you to get in. $700 for a PSA 10. And then if you're just a collector and you just, you really understand that there really isn't much of a discernible difference between a PSA 9 and a PSA 10, especially right now with the way that PSA is grading very inconsistently. You understand that the difference between a 9 and a 10 is not that much. And if you just really want to collect, then a PSA 9 is $163 at the moment. I mean, that's kind of the going rate. Raw, they're $130, or they're like $100, I think. What are they going for raw? About $80 raw. You could pick up a good one. You could pick up an SGC 10 for $650, or SGC 9.5 for $300, or an SGC 9 for $120. I think Chris Paul is one of those cards that I feel like everybody, if you're a true basketball fan and you're a true collector, everybody should have that card in their collection. I'm hunting for one right now. So, Karl Anthony Towns is another one. Big, impactful player that has not seen a whole lot of love from the hobby in his cards. Again, this is another one of those. I'm trying to pull up his stats here. Where is he? Big cat view series. NBA.com has like one of the best stat sheets or stat lines that you can pull up. You can pull it up for the whole series. This entire series, 21 points per game that he's averaged. Again, it doesn't really make a big wave in the stat sheet. 10 rebounds per game is what he's doing. I mean, this dude is pretty much leading the Wolves. I just think that his cards, he's another one of those that is not getting a whole lot of love. And if they end up beating the Grizz, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because he's going to dethrone Ja in that series. Actually, a bunch of different cards out there for sale of his that are pretty interesting. But the last 90 days, he's flat, 1%. If you look at the entirety of the data that Card Hedge has on him, his peak was at $475 for a PSA 10. Again, his raws are dirt cheap, $20 for a raw. If you manage to score a PSA 10, $150 is what they're going for right now. Pretty cheap. I would imagine that this drop in price, what is the pop? What would be the pop on that? That's the other beauty of Card Hedge. You can take it right to the pop count. Base Karl Anthony Towns pop is 1,300, and silver. Oh, that's not bad. $139. 139 pop count for the silver. So this is just the base. So that, what was that? 1,300. Pop count 1,300 on a PSA 10. Karl Anthony, big cat. I think that's a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Jordan Poole, look at this big, beautiful hockey stick on his prices that have gone true to roof. He's up 127%. Let's see what that 90 day, 320% in the last 90 days. Not that. That's not what I want to see. I want to see the series, and I want to see. Again, you guys can check out NBA.com. He is averaging 24 points a game, shooting lights out. 3-point percentage is 51%. He's shooting 52% from 3-point. That's insane. And he's doing that right next to Steph Curry and Clay. I think, is Clay still playing? I think he got hurt, didn't he? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't watch Golden State, but I've just been following that stat line for Jordan Poole ever since he went off. And I think it was game 2 he went off in. Again, another one, but this one, the hobby showing him some love all the way up. Even if I just look at the last 30 days, he's up 194% in the last 30 days, which is nuts on his rookie cards. And then finally, Jayson Tatum, just eliminating the ring chaser, Kevin Durant, which his cards are, they're not doing so well. But another one, again, 94%, almost 100% up in the last 90 days. His PSA 10s are going for $1,900. One of the things that's interesting, though, his PSA 10s are going for $1,900 right now, but the raw is $70. Raw silver prism Tatum, $70, which is interesting. Well, that can't be right. That was the last sale. The last sale was $1,770. $353. Yeah, it's probably closer to $300 for a raw. This has got to be just like a really blip in the radar sale. But anyway, let's see, let me jump off of that. All right. What do you guys think of the NBA first round playoffs? Are there any players that, that you just got your eye on, that you're watching to see what they do? My Rockets are out of it. They're out of the mix. And then after that, I'm like a Hawks fan as well. So they're not, they're kind of under the gun at the moment. But if they manage to turn around a 3-1 deficit and Trae Young somehow all of a sudden puts on the goggles and goes to work, I think they're really missing Clint Capella. He got hurt. He had that hyperextended knee. So I think that might be hurting him. Because there's a lot of give and go basketball that happens with him and Trae. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments, who are you following in these playoffs? What are your sleeper picks? For me, it's Big Cat. I think Karl Anthony Towns, if they manage to get past Memphis, I think the hobby won't have any choice but to take notice. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As always, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.